and the next one is the chemical carcinogens. And this chemical carcinogenic process has two stages. The first one is the initiation. The initiation is mainly characterized by the induction of certain reversible changes in the genome, which means mutations, reversible mutations in the genome. Here, initiation is of two types. The first one is the direct acting agents and the second one is the indirect acting agents. And the direct acting agents require no metabolic conversion to become carcinogenic. Example, alkylating agents used in chemotherapy. And if we talk about indirect acting agents, which requires metabolic conversion most commonly through cytochrome P450 system to become carcinogenic. Example, like benzopyrene and polycyclic hydrocarbons. And here the molecular target for the chemical carcinogenesis for the benzopyrene, if you see over here, it is responsible for interaction of carcinogen such as benzopyrene with the DNA, which mainly activates the P53, and this P53, what you can see over here, activates the cytochrome P450 mainly to form a tumor, and the tumor which is formed by this mechanism is the lung cancer. And after the initiation, the second one is called as the promotion. The promotion is defined as tumor induction in previously initiated cells, which means they mainly cause reversible DNA damage with short-lived effects. Now let us talk about what is a Ames test. So this is the carcinogenic potential of a chemical is tested by Ames test, and in this test modified bacterium, that is Salmonella, is used. Now let us talk about various carcinogens. Here aflatoxin can cause hepatocellular carcinoma, nitrosamines can cause gastric cancers, asbestosis can develop malignant mesothelioma of the lung, and cigarette smoking can cause cancers of larynx, lung as well as the bladder, and arsenic can cause angiosarcoma of the liver, as well as naphthalene, that is aniline dyes, can cause the bladder cancer. And if we talk about the immunosuppressive agents which mainly develop non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, androgens, prostate cancer, estrogens, cancer of the endometrium, liver as well as the breast, and the oral contraceptive pills can cause breast as well as cervical cancer, and the alkylating agents can cause AML as well as bladder cancer, and other agents like ethyl alcohol can cause cancer of the liver, esophagus as well as head and neck, and the vinyl chloride can cause the liver cancer. And the sunlight, especially ultraviolet rays B type, can cause skin cancers, especially squamous cell carcinoma. And the last one is the polyvinyl alcohol, which mainly develop angiosarcoma. So all these are the markers what you can see over here. Now next let us talk about radiation as well as oncogenesis, especially by the ultraviolet rays. So for this you should know the different types of ultraviolet rays. They are divided into three types. Ultraviolet A, the wavelength is 320 to 400, and ultraviolet B 290 to 320, and C is 200 to 290. If you remember from your physics chapters, visible light wavelength is 400 to 700 nm, and here ultraviolet B radiation is known to be more carcinogenic when compared to that of the A as well as C. So UVB radiation mainly causes pyrimidine dimers in DNA. Defects in pyrimidine dimers can cause xeroderma pigmentosum, and exposure mainly to the UVB rays increases the risk of non-melanoma skin cancer, basal cell carcinoma, mainly due to cumulative exposure, that means continuous exposure, and melanoma is mainly due to intermittent exposure, that is sunbathing. And if we talk about other rays, that is ultraviolet A, penetrate more deeply into the dermis related to photoaging, that is UVB penetrates only into the epidermis. And ultraviolet rays A acts through the oxidative stress, forming reactive oxygen species called as ROS that will damage DNA and lead to cancer. And leukemia is considered to be the most common radiation induced cancer. And the ionizing radiation mainly causes cross-linking and chain breaks in the nucleic acids. And ionizing radiation is known causative agent in leukemias as well as in the papillary carcinoma of the thyroid. Not only that, CLL is considered to be the only leukemia which is not associated with the ionizing radiation. At last, skin, bone and gut are least susceptible for radiation.